What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Dan, and today I'm going to be talking about the It movie. Directed by Andy Muschietti, this movie sees 7 young outcasts in the town of Derry about to face their worst nightmare in the form of the evil shape-shifting being that emerges every 27 years to prey on the town's children. Banding together over the course of one horrifying summer, the friends must overcome their personal fears to battle the murderous, bloodthirsty clown known as Pennywise. So first of all, I have not read the Stephen King novel that this movie is based off of, but I've heard of the movie that was originally released in the 90s, or the 2-part TV series that was released in the 90s. So I've always known about this movie, It, but I'd never watched it either. But everyone has been talking about it. You know, the reason that they're scared of clowns is because of that movie. But growing up, I suppose for me, my first horror movies were like, say, Child's Play and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. So when I did finally come around to watching It, I can't remember, maybe 10 years ago, it just didn't really gel with me, and I couldn't really finish watching the movie because I just found it slightly boring. Then I tried watching it again, and I still just couldn't get through watching the movie. But because they were making this remake, I thought, okay, now is the time I have to actually sit down, watch this movie, and get through it. Like, manage to get through it so that I could sort of have something to compare the new movie to, I guess. So finally I did. About a week before this movie came out, I sat down and watched the original It. I didn't like it. I thought the acting was terrible. I didn't think it was scary. Tim Curry's performance was alright, I suppose. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but I just didn't think it was that good a movie. I didn't think it was very scary. But again, I think it comes down to horror movies in general are very subjective movies. They're what I find scary, someone else might not find scary. And it's funny because a friend of mine and I were sort of arguing about whether the fact that Annabelle Creation, which came out not long before It, whether that was scary or not. And I thought it was a scary movie, you know, if you checked out my review. But he didn't. And it's one of those things that I might find something scary, someone else might not, and what they find scary, I might not. So I think with the original It movie, and definitely with this one as well, it's one of those things where I'm not really scared of clowns. You know, that wasn't something that scared me in my childhood, so it's not really going to now. So with this recent remake of It, I actually didn't find it scary. Seeing the trailer, you know, it does have its moments where it's slightly, you know, creepy, and it does sort of make you jump a little bit. But for me, it wasn't a very scary movie. But that's not to say it wasn't a good movie, because I thought it was a really good movie. I thought Bill Skarsgård did an excellent performance as Pennywise. He was creepy. He was just really, he was actually quite funny as well. And that's one of the things why I probably didn't find this movie that scary. Is I was sort of, it was tense, but at the same time, it made me laugh. So I think those two emotions were like in conflict with each other. I didn't feel that sort of creep factor, or that fear factor that maybe other people did feel. But I thought this movie was good. I thought the child actors were, you know, the kids who were playing the main characters, they were really good, and they really sold the performance well. They're likable characters, and it's something that you don't always get, well, you very rarely get that in horror movies, where you've got a group of people who are all likable and who you all want to see survive, I guess. You know, usually it's like someone gets picked off one by one. But in this one, yeah, it just had that more sort of Goonies meets Friday the 13th, not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Goonies meets Nightmare on Elm Street. Also with the obvious Stranger Things vibes, you know, it's a group of kids, it's set in the 80s. But it was really good. It is really, you know, it's very funny. They're the heart of the movie, really. Bill Skarsgård, I thought, was really good as Pennywise. I think he's the best sort of Pennywise has been done on screen. As I said, I've never read the novel, so I don't really know what he's like in the books. But in the movie, he's really creepy, and I don't know, he just nails the character for me. I thought he did a really good job with the character. What I didn't like so much was some of the scenes with the CGI For example, there's the leper who, for some reason, they use CGI for that scene, and I didn't really like it because it just sort of, you could tell it's obviously CGI'd, and it just took you away from, I guess, the horror of that scene. It just didn't work very well for me. So yeah, like I said before, I think it's a good movie. It's a good horror movie, but it didn't scare me. But I don't think horror movies necessarily need to be scary to be good. And like I said before, they're very subjective. So for me, personally, I didn't find The Exorcist scary. I didn't think The Shining was a scary movie. But they're still good movies. I think it is another one of those movies where it's a good movie, but it's just not scary. It's a good horror movie, but it's not scary for me personally. Other people, they might find it scary. Characters are likable. The story's good. Pennywise is creepy. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, then definitely check it out while it's still in the cinemas. And if you have seen it, then let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And I'll see you next time.